Hi, I'm going for a walk. Care to join me? It's Saturday, the 14th of March, 2026. Beautiful day out. Nice blue skies, just a few high, light clouds, little fluffy clouds, and Dakota's having fun running through the woods here. That's the Interstate I-64 over there. This used to be probably warehouses and whatnot for the boats. You can see these big old foundation stones around, and they are old. You can see the pecking from the way that they were shaped with hammered tools. And no, let's not go that way. Hey, this way. Thank you. And but I think there were probably residential homes over there where the interstate is, because there's a lot of bricks and smaller foundation stones. So I'm guessing that there were houses along there, and there obviously was once a road right at the foot of the combination levee, interstate build up, whatever that's called, berm. So we're back in this little no man's land. We've walked past the no trespassing signs. Ooh, I bet we're the only ones to do that, he says sarcastically, because there are trails everywhere. Right, Dakota? You want to go down that one? Okay. Ooh, I just did a whole spin. Made me dizzy. All right, so let's go down this one. Now I was realizing, not realizing, but I keep getting spam from companies wanting to run ads in my old podcast, which has been inactive for, I'd have to ask David Overby. He has a photographic memory for that kind of stuff, but it's been probably a decade since we put one out. We were at the vanguard of podcasts. I kind of picked up on them really early because the NPR station here I couldn't listen to it because every time they did a news break, they played the same acoustic guitar pieces. There were like 5 of them, and they were all just shit. They were so bad and annoying too. There was one of them that just had this accidental harmonic during one of the parts of it where, really high-pitched ding that had nothing to do with the music, was not in tune with the music, and was just really in your face. And that thing would play every hour. You'd hear this thing. And I finally was just like, could you, look, I will send you, look at all these little tiny butterflies. I guess they're here getting minerals off of this mud. How pretty. Wonder what these little boogers are. Let's see if I can get close enough to see them. No, they're too skittish. Pretty though. Anyway, I actually sent them a thing saying, look, I will record you. Oh, look, there's a barge right next to the bank too. It's like, I will send you for free an hour's worth of 30-second music clips that are all original, all copyright free, and you'll be able to not repeat one for a couple of weeks. I'll make you that many. And the guy came back, no, we're fine, it's okay. I'm like, psst. So I just stopped listening to that station. I haven't listened to him since. That's WFPL. So I would just like to say, whoever the music director was at the time, fuck you, dude. That's what I think about you. So anyway, because of that, I started downloading shows and listening to them. And I found that to be much more convenient because one of my favorite NPR shows is On the Media, which is from WNYC, New York. I've been listening to that since the noughties. And the only time they played it was like really early in the morning on Sundays. So I would only catch it if I was going to the Red River Gorge to go climbing, because we'd leave at 6 a.m. to get out there early enough for it to still be cool for the hike up to the cliff faces. And then we'd spend the day climbing, and then I would come back home and probably listen to some other stuff. Now that was back in the time I used to download them onto my computer and then burn them onto a rewritable CD so that I could play them in the car. Yes, that long ago. Didn't even have auxiliary inputs. Did not have portable MP3 players. I did have MP3 CD players. Oh look, there's another person out here. That's rare. He's wearing headphones, which is a shame because there's a lot of pretty birds singing. Boy, this is a lake right here. So that's the Louisville Loop, which showing how shit their engineering was when they put this stuff in. I mean, there's no way this can be recovered without raising the bed or just moving the entire thing over here. No, Dakota, no. I don't want to go to the golf course right now. There's probably a ton of people up there. It's Saturday and it's beautiful. It's the afternoon. I think it's noon. I forgot to put on my watch, so my steps aren't going to be accurate. Whoa. And some ducks just came up off of this. Cool. Nature. I wonder if those were wood ducks. Did they go up there and land in a tree? I don't know. I'm outside of them in the thickness. Dakota will be down here in a minute. So anyway, I would listen to him that way. I also had a little portable, like, Discman thing that would play MP3 CDs. So you could put a whole bunch of stuff on those. The nice thing about that is that my new stereo that I put in my car, it's kind of hard to get them now that have CD players in them. But I found one that's, I don't know, it's $140 or something. And Zoom. But it will play those. And I have stacks and stacks of ones that I burned of just music. Now I'm trying to find the music player I used to burn them back in the day, because it would pull music from my collection and then randomize it and rename them with the new track number. It started with 0001 and then, etc. for the rest of it. And I love that because I have a big gripe with, like, Spotify. I'll try to circle back around to that in a minute here. But so back to podcasts. So early on, my friend David Overby, it's more my brother's age, but this is only 3 or 4 years difference. He would come over once a week, and we would cook and yak and talk, and it was mostly we talked about politics. And so one day I was just like, well, why don't we record this? And there's deer tracks. Yeah, this is kind of muddy. All right, I guess I'm just commit to getting my shoes muddy. So we started doing that. They were admittedly kind of long. They tended to be about 2.5 hours long of just us just pretty much ranting, which was definitely fun. It was a little bit easier back then. I guess that was when George W. was... Oh, look, there's geese. I wonder if there's any goslings. I don't think so. Not yet. Dakota, go get those geese. That never gets old. Yep, they just fly over to the river where they know they're safe. But Dave moved out west. Started having kind of a hard time out there, and I think he kind of lost it for about a half a year. It just kind of vanished. And then we tried doing it remotely some more once he had moved back to western Kentucky, and that was a lot of work for me, really. Did your lab breeding finally kick in there, girl? You literally just jumped in the water. I've never seen her do that before. Okay, oh man, this is some sticky stuff. Yuck. All right. Commit to the mud. Commit to the mud. So anyway, we finally just, that kind of petered off. He got into this thing, which I don't know if he's ever done anything with it. He got a video camera and just was constantly recording everything that went on, and had all these grandiose plans for making some kind of movie out of it. Though, I mean, he just filmed absolutely everything that was happening. So, not sure what he could pull out of it, but I don't think he's ever gotten around to trying to edit it. He just has a gazillion gigs of video. So, we'll see. Anyway, we stopped doing that. I'm thinking about maybe starting it back up again, because it was fun to record, and I am just, continuously, I just need some kind of like complete way to vent about all this crap that's going on. My ex and I will play darts and bitch about the world, but we also tend to just meander and talk about the rest of life and stuff. So, oh God. Wow. Now that was slippery. Did not realize that was going to do that. I'm trying to get over here to this bridge. That's really thick mud right in front of it. So, yeah, they kind of cleared this off last year. I think it was last year. Maybe it was the year before last. How long have I been doing these? Nah, it would have been last year. Oh, this is going to suck. All right, just commit. Ugh. All right. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is going to blow. All right, let's get over here. Those are probably the footprints from that guy that I just saw. Stick over here to the edge of it where it's only just slimy and ugh. Wow. Yeah. Holding onto the rail to keep from sliding into the pit. The pit of despair. Yeah. Commit to the mud. Commit to the mud. I can see from that guy's foot just what's going on here. Oh, well. Ugh. How many pounds of this am I going to bring out with me? And one more. There we go. Well, kind of one more. This is still slippery, this owl shit, as my mom would say. And I'm going to get out of here because I know there's another lake coming up. Man, I just can't get over how pretty it is today. It's a little bit chilly this morning, but this is great. So, yeah, I keep getting these kind of spam things from various companies, telling me how my podcast could get up to the top of the charts. Somehow saying there's only 19 episodes of it. I think there's like 500 that we did, and they are all still up on my website. So you can actually, what's the Modus Operandi Podcast? It has a picture of me and Dr. David Overby. He actually has a doctorate, I believe, in English. I'm not sure. Yeah, look for that and listen to some really old ranting about politics. Or don't. But anyway, I might start that back up just to give myself a little disciplined thing that I have to do once a week. Kind of thinking maybe Thursdays might be the time to record it and then release it Friday. Or should I do it on Sunday so that the Friday night, Saturday drops, news drops have come along. I wonder what kind of critter that is. I don't think that's a raccoon. Well, maybe. It kind of looks like it's got a thumb. I tried looking these up using that Google identify thing, and it just said animal tracks. I was like, oh, you're a lot of help. You could have at least like said it might be this, it might, or that, or this other thing, because there's not that many things it could be. A lot of dog prints back here. So weird. That guy, that's probably the first guy I've seen since the beginning of winter back in here. During the summer, probably once every 2 or 3 weeks, I'll see like somebody on a four-wheeler or a motorcycle or a mountain bike back here. Once in a blue moon, I'll see somebody else walking. But I see evidence of them back in here. See, I don't think that's Dakota prints. I know that isn't. What are those? Are those dog prints? Yeah, they got, I don't think so. They got little claws in a line there. Boy, this is not good. I should go back over that way. Wait, I think I can go. I think this might be a little bit less mucky. Boy, it is mucky though. There's another interesting. Oh, now I've got it in my shade. That's something completely different. Neat. Haven't seen any turkey tracks yet. Oh man, my shoes weigh like 5 pounds. Gotta get over here into this grass and get rid of this mud. Ugh. Yeah, this was a mistake coming over this far. Keep getting heavier. Reminds me of, was it the first time I was at Burning Man? No, I think the second time I was at Burning Man, we had a thunderstorm while we were out there on the playa, the salt flats. But, so it didn't last very long, but it rained a good bit. I mean, it laid down probably half an inch or something of water on that. So the entire top surface of that fine alkaline dust that the surface of the playa is made out of just became just this sticky ass mud. And after about 10 steps, you were carrying like 3 or 4 pounds of sticky white stuff on your shoes, and you'd have to stop and knock it off, and then you could take but still think I walked for a couple hours that day. It finally, I mean, it dried out pretty fast. By the end of the day, it was all dry, but that morning was, didn't get really good sleep while it was storming though, because it was just a downpour. I don't even think there was thunder. I think it just rained super hard. It's a very, very strange environment out there. I'm going to end up in the mud again if I go that way. Let's go this way. I think you've got the right idea, Dakota. I do believe that Louisville Loop is underneath of us right now. And then it's blocked by that bunch of fallen limbs up there. And if we keep on this, it'll go underneath the Sherman Mitten over there. So anyway, I was thinking about doing restarting the Modus Operandi Podcast, and continuing it. Man, I wonder how long we did that show. Unfortunately, all the original stuff from it is on a hard drive that I cannot get to work. And I don't have the money to get it working because it's like $600 minimum to try to extract the data from a dead hard drive. That one, I think it's just saying there's an error. I've got another one that has, I mean, it's several gigs of music. And that one just, no, it's not music. It's got all of my photographs, all the raw photographs from like a decade on it, as well as all the photoshopped versions of them. I think I had them all up on Flickr, so I was able to download them off of Flickr, but I'm not positive. And the thing is that some of those pictures, there were 20 shots from, of a thing, and one of them I decided to, crop and level, etc. But sometimes it would be nice to go and see if maybe one of the other ones wasn't better. But can't do that these days. I also need a new camera. Hey, like and subscribe. I think I'm going to set up a Patreon too, just so that in the event anybody really loves this stuff, they can, send me some dollars. Dollar bill, y'all. By the way, I got the nicest compliment from a Facebook friend. I think part of the art car community up in like around Columbus or Toledo or something like that. She sent me a message, just some of the just horrendous shit that's been going on recently with this administration. And I just wrote back and said, no, I think I'm going to move to a cave in the woods, just so that, and pretend that none of this exists. And she wrote back and said, no, you have to keep walking your dog. It helps me stay sane. I was like, oh, that's one of the nicest things anyone's ever said to me. So yeah, like, put a comment down there that's saying to bring back the Modus Operandi Podcast, or please don't, you liberal nut. No, what was it? Radical liberal. It's crazy people. They're crazy, says the lunatic. So we're at war with Iran, apparently, and they did no planning. There was no forethought. It's just yeehaw from Brill Cream Pete or Cosplay Ken or whatever the fuck that head said. Sports ball. Dakota's found something interesting to eat over there that's plant-based. She likes, there's certain trees, like sprouted trees, that she really likes. The Louisville Loop is underneath of this, but I'm kind of trying to get around that so I don't have to. It's not as tall as I thought it was. I could have stepped over it. Oh well. I figure if I start up a Patreon, send people a drawing or an outgoing message thing for their machine, because I can do all sorts of voices and stuff. Your call has made me very angry. It's noisy under here. Two lanes of traffic stacked on top of each other. Another sports ball. This is gonna be fun. I think my favorite part of this is that just the kind of stark relief of just how incompetent and bumbling that these fucking people are. You've got Trump coming out and saying that the war's over. It's not a war. It's what did he call it? It's an excursion. Somebody pointed out, I don't remember who it was, but that 10-1 what happened is somebody said incursion, which is, the more apt military term for this fucking stupid shit that they're doing. And that he just, his brain said, ding, 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 excursion. And now he's just keeps saying it. And he won't stop. If somebody points out to him that it's dumb, he'll just double down on it, because that's what they do. I wonder if I'm covering up the microphone doing this. I don't know. I'm not sure where the microphone is. Into the woods again. There's the golf course. Yeah, actually don't see anybody right now. Got some contrails up there. And Dakota's doing some business back here in the woods. Does a Dakota shit in the woods? The answer is yes. Yes, she does. Oh man, I'm starting to warm up again. I might have to stop and either roll up my sleeves or take this jacket off too. Be a double jacket around my waist. My waist will be warm. A lot of birds active today. That's cool. I think these are robins. Wow. Stupid limb jumped out in front of me. Let's see, there's the Trump wearing one of his fucking $50 caps to greet the soldiers that he is the reason they're dead, because he's a tacky, cheap, stupid motherfucker. Oh, there's a golf cart over there. Oh, and there's people up there. They're hitting that sports ball around. Oh, look, flowers. Oh, there's a few of them. Got another little lake going on over there. And there are some geese on it. There's actually quite a few. They're just behind all those trees. And there's a duck. Okay, zoom out, zoom out. Anyway, all this is just to distract from the Epstein files. Because eventually somebody's going to dig down in there and start finding the real stuff about Trump. I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't a video. Yeah, remember the talk about a P-tape? There's some ducks. They just went behind those trees. Damn it. So I think that P-tape is probably the least of the things that Putin has. Apparently Epstein was intimately connected with Epstein. Oh, come on. Right. There we go. The thing is, you touch it, different controls pop up on the screen. And I just want the one where you can grab the little doohickey and zoom and unzoom and rezoom. And finally figured out how to turn off the audio thing that causes it to zoom the audio. I don't know how the hell that works. I think this phone might have two microphones on it. Probably keep covering up the one that's on the right. I'm going to guess it's on the right. There's a bumper. There's another bumper. It's Bumper City right now. What do you think, Dakota? Should we go along the river up here, or should we try to cut through the golf course? It's kind of I don't know. I think I've kind of figured out how to do the obstacle course of collapsing road up there, or collapsing path. I don't know, is it a road or a path? I'm going to call it a path. And it is less traveled. Ha ha. interesting sounding birds. Don't know if that picked up or not. But see, here's some more of those giant foundation stones that these warehouses were built on. John Henry probably drilled those holes. Actually, I think he was up in the coal mines. That's how they would have gotten them out. Drilled those in there, put a little bit of dynamite in, pow, crack them, pull them apart. I wonder, well, he must have. Mr. Nobel, he had to have realized that the change that dynamite was going to make to the world, because he did set up the Peace Prize, I guess probably to make up for the fact that dynamite became sort of the number one way of murdering people in war. I'm pretty sure that's why he made the Peace Prize, to assuage his guilt. But I mean, just think about, there's hardly anything in, anything that you deal with day to day that doesn't, oh, hi, butterfly. The highway system, they could not have built it without dynamite. We did hand hew some tunnels back before dynamite, but they were generally short and took a long time to make. And this is gonna suck right here. Oh well, gotta get across it. Commit to the mud. Oh, this isn't as bad as what we were walking on earlier. It's not great, but there's an interesting, now that's probably a raccoon right there. A lot of dog prints out here. Like I said, I don't think have I ever run into somebody else walking their dog back here? I don't think I have. But there obviously has been someone. Yeah, this is pretty icky through here. And there's asphalt underneath of this, which makes it even better. Here's a bunch more prints. What is this little guy? Little bitty pointy toes. That looks raccoonish. And there's some deer tracks. The evidence of the unseen. I'm trying to remember what other offenses that they have occurred to try to cover up the Epstein files in the last week or so. Luckily, they're not coming to my mind because I'm just enjoying being out here and letting my thoughts wander. Of course, if there is a subject you would like for me to rant about, please leave it in the comments, because comments help. Look, there's another sports ball. And there's a sports ball. That's a pretty sports ball. There's yin yang on it and sewer cover. Oh, it's a Mutant Ninja Turtles baby soccer ball. A little bit too old for the Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I did watch them every once in a while when I'd be home from work back in the 90s. And they were enjoyable. Dumb, but funny. Hey, come on. Don't go up on the golf course. Plowing our way through a bunch what? My word done left my head. Hey, I'm this way. I need to go over here. I don't know, what is the word for a pile of limbs? Someone out there is yelling at their listening device of choice, as Harry Shearer would call it. There's another sports ball down there. Whew, man, I am warming up. I'm going to have to stop this and take off this other jacket. I'll be back just to finish this thing. I know I'm not going to go much longer. I'm getting tired of holding this thing. Pool noodle. Oh, so we're a little over 2.5 miles at this point in the walk. National Weather Service says it's 57 degrees right now. I think it's hotter down here. I would bet it's in the 60s now. It's heated up quite a bit since I left the house. And the barge running down through here, probably natural gas would be my guess, is what's on that. Maybe fertilizer. Well, there's something that what's their new thing now? Lindsey Graham said it, Trump said it, that we're going to make a lot of money because the price of gas has gone up. It's like, no, you motherfucker, you and your friends are going to make a lot of money, not us. The rest of us are going to pay for it. Just another way to take as much of our money as they can possibly steal from us. Hey, let's start a war. The day that the tanker went down, and I had a friend that used to fly those things, so but that tanker went down in Iran, killed 6 soldiers and or airmen, and Pete Hegseth came out for an interview and didn't mention it for I think until somebody asked him about it. All he did was bitch at CNN for not having the proper headlines, the right level of propaganda for him. It's like, God, they care more about what they look like than what they do. As a matter of fact, I really don't think they care about what they do at all. Just as long as it enriches them and their buddies. And hurts as many people as they possibly can, especially if they're brown or poor, or have an accent, or a disability. Or a child, or a woman. Yep, that's only rich white men. That's the only thing that they're concerned about. And they're only concerned about the ones that are evil motherfuckers like them. I'm looking at you, Elon and Leon and Bezos and the rest of Thiel, scumbags. Apropos of nothing, kind of was talking with a friend of mine that's a blacksmith about how to make guillotines. Shouldn't be that hard. Just need a heavy, sharp blade and a sturdy wooden frame and a rope. You don't even really need a basket. I keep telling myself I'm going to bring some wood down here and put some steps on this thing so that it's easier to get up it, but I'm not going to. If I do, I will post a video of it and be as surprised as you are. Okay. They at least put down landscape cloth when they did this, I guess. I say at least. This whole thing's... this used to be wide enough for a car, and now, if you can get up there, Oh, good. This is not too bad. Oh, this is a lot better now that the weeds have died back. Yay! That was not anywhere near as hard as it usually is. What is this? 2 5-gallon buckets. Paint buckets. Like a little mosquito breeding factory going on there. Hopefully Sunday night will take care of that. I just looked at the, and before I left the house, I looked at the weather forecast just through Sunday night. It is supposed to get down to freezing tomorrow night. It's only going to be about 47 tonight. So tomorrow's going to be pretty, but very, very windy. They're saying 32 degrees for the low Sunday night, and then a chance of rain/snow. Yay. With high winds, that ought to be fun for people driving overnight. I think if I were driving a semi, I would park it, but sometimes the schedule and the budget don't allow for that. Was it yesterday that they had? Oh, there's golf course people sports balling it. We had a wind advisory either yesterday or the day before, and I drove across the Sherman Minton Bridge back there. And man, at one point the wind just pushed me like a half of a lane over, just before I could do anything about it. So, geese flying along through there. I really do. I should listen back to this and see if I'm just destroying the audio. Yeah, it sounds like somebody missed over there. I totally forgot what I was talking about. I doubt it was important. None of this is important. What's over there? Huh? Is there something hiding out right over there? You can't get to it. There's a fence in the way. I kind of like this design of this thing. Keep people from getting hit on the head with a golf ball. But also, that leaves spaces for critters to there's a sports ball right there. It has a space so that the critters can get through. Imagine everything, foxes and probably even coyotes can slink through that. What is it they're calling them now? Coy wolves. There are these coyote, dog, wolf mixes that seem to be like taking over. They're like the urban coyote. That's what they are, as opposed to just a pure coyote. I think they said in the east, so it's probably what we're seeing around here. What are you freaking out about, girl? Well, there's a big chunk of this fence missing up here, so I guess she's going to get a chance to go run over there and see. This is all nice and dried out. So you can tell it was mucky mud. There's another one of those. I don't know if they're minks or what they are, but got all the toes are straight and it's little. Did you find it? No, don't go back that way. Come on. Oh, wow, this is just a spectacularly nice day. Those geese agree. Dakota had to mark this little bit of goose poop. Or I think it was goose poop. Looks like goose poop. I'm not real good at identifying my animal poops. I'm better at doing the paw prints, and I'm not good at that either. This is the time I wish that I had my Cub Scout handbook from when I was a kid, because it had 2 whole pages of pictures of the different footprints. There's some bird prints too, right there. I haven't seen a lot of those. I haven't seen a turkey print today. That's kind of weird. But now here we go. Here's some muck. I'll get over in the grass. Well, that's not gonna last because there's some interesting grass. Plastic grass. I wonder if anybody actually watches these whole things other than my dad. Hi, Dad. I don't know. I think I do these things mostly for myself. Why? I don't know. I guess the same thing could be said for my podcast. I still have absolutely no idea how many listeners we had or any of that stuff. I don't even know. Oh, there's another little butterfly. I don't know how you measure those metrics. I could kind of go on my website and see how many downloads there were. And it was a lot more than I would have expected, because I remember it being in the thousands, which, is kind of meaningless in this day and age of digital media and podcasts, etc. But I guess that is not Tiger Woods over there. I wonder if Tiger Woods ever misses a shot and yells obscenities across the golf course. Is he still playing? I don't know these things. Oh, that was a condom. Nice. Out here having sex in nature. Safe sex in nature. Well, I hope that whoever is watching this is enjoying this little traipse through the urban nature. We can only temporarily escape the roar of Harleys, and you can hear off in the distance there. And I can still hear the Sherman Mitten back behind us. Kind of constant murmur of tires. Well, we are just about to the boat ramp. I think I'm going to turn it off and go home. So, yeah, thanks for coming with me. It's been a gorgeous day for a walk. I hope that my rants have not been too depressing. This entire everything that's going on is a little bit depressing right now. So, alrighty, I'm going to call this a video. What is it? Vlog? Is it a vlog? It's content. I'm a content creator. Hope I'm influencing you. Well, if I ever do get a sponsor, I don't know what level of sarcasm they're going to be willing to put up with. Actually, there's where the LG&E smokestacks were. Every day there's less and less. It's a little Kaiser Chiefs song, I think. I think that was Kaiser Chiefs. Alrighty. Dakota and I are going to head home. We will talk to you later. Right, Dakota? And I don't talk. I'm a dog. Here's my butt. Oh, by the way, release the Epstein files already. God damn it.